Hello and welcome back to Stoney-ole. This is just a really quick update to show you what I've been up to. Unfortunately there's not been too much done, and not a right lot of it has been filmed whilst I've been doing it, so it's literally just showing you the result of the stuff I've been doing. I hope you enjoy it. Right, so this is the ballasting glue I got sent from WWS and I had issues with because it was sitting on top of the ballast instead of soaking in. I've contacted them and they've decided it sounds a lot like basing glue. So they let me keep this and sent out a new ballasting glue. So I'm doing some ballasting now, so I thought I'd show you how this sat on the ballast versus how the proper one sits on the ballast. So I've just put some ballast on a bit of scrap card. It was a previous bridge template. But you can see how that is literally just sitting on the top. This glue I've decanted into a smaller bottle just so it's easier to handle. But it's the exact same glue I've just poured out. And this, when it goes on, you see it soaking in. And that is the difference. That is why this one over here left the shiny spots on the track, whereas this one doesn't. Because it's all soaking in nicely if you compare it to the other one that's been there longer that just sits on the top. Right, so we're on the following day now, and that little test patch of the other glue is dry. I don't know if you can see just how shiny that is. And then this is the other patch we did with the replacement glue, where it's a slightly different colour and not at all shiny. So I'm really impressed with the replacement glue. It's done what it says on the tin. Right, you can probably see a few changes have occurred. The grass bank on the left hand side has now got grass on it instead of just being mud. The bank at the back has now got its brown paint on it, which I think looks a lot better. I will get round to putting grass on it and other things, but I'm just biding my time to work out what goes where at the minute. I've done a bit of extra ballasting. And just this morning I have done this, where I've put, I think this is called, I can't remember what it's called. It's like ground up paper with plaster in it. And I've just used it to even off the bank so it's not a big step, and so then I can put a, well, scenics over it. And I have also created a new bit of bank. My initial plan was to put rocks all along there, but there was then a lot of space left over where you'd almost just, I wouldn't quite know what to do with it. So I thought if I did a bank, someone in the last video suggested a bank. Cracking idea. It uses up some of the excess space, it creates a good contrast. So I'm just waiting for this to dry and then it can be painted and grassed over. The bridge is just a temporary template. It probably needs redoing, but again I'm toying with the idea of doing the bridge straighter to see if that looks better aesthetically. So I know the template is the wrong size. It won't look like that when it's finished. It's just to get an idea. And then we have a couple of trains out for a run. Also been thinking about what to do with the ground in this section here. I think my plan is at the moment to sand it down a little bit so it looks less splodgy where the plaster was poured, and then almost mix, I don't like glue and sand, and see if I can get this paint to stick over it to get that sort of effect but on here, or whether to go muddy, I'm not sure, but I feel like it needs to get rid of these splodgy bits and then have texture. And then this bit, the eventual aim is to leave that as like shrubby, grassy area. And then we have a conveyor kit to get the rocks over into the yard over there, and just use a conveyor to get them over the track work. Right, this is just a quick progress update on the Keep It Rusty HO scale diorama type thing that I've started to do. This is where I got up to previously, I believe. I can't remember if I showed you the grills put on the window or not. But that's them. And I've done a few bits more, but just sort of in bits and bats really. Having to work around children, dogs, and other things going on. This is the front of the store with its sign and the chalkboard. And on the back, I've had to leave a gap for the roof to go in, and then board the top bit that's on the outside edge. I've had to put a frame around the edge of the hole there and up the side of the building as well. And then this bit has the store door and window, and it folds, there's score marks, so it folds out to make like a U shape to fit inside that gap. And then this is a screen door as well. So it's coming along, it's just taking a lot of time. I've got this bit to board up yet, which is going to be fiddly because you've got to leave gaps for the bending of the card. So we're getting there slowly. It's just taking time. I'm quite enjoying doing the weathering with the oil paint, so I think it looks quite good. I also have at the moment, nothing to do with this kit, but just some rocks drying, ready to go on a layout and get coloured. So progress is happening, just slowly. Right, so the rocks are out the moulds and ready to be stuck on. So I've broken up some of those rocks that you saw earlier, and they have been stuck onto the wall now. So just waiting for them to dry off a little bit, and then I can start painting them. Right, so I've just put the first 3 colours on the rocks, and I'm waiting for that to dry before I can do the scenic cement layer and then the black layer. Possibly won't get that all done before this video is ready, so I'll show you the rest of it in the next video. Well, I hope that was enjoyable. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and I shall see you in the next update with the results of the rock painting. Bye.